pleasure to have you guys on a new presentation. Doesn't matter if you, at the end of the year, if you are counting or if you are looking to see how good you did, if you are checking your reports, or if you are in the process of working on new resolutions for 2026. One thing is for sure, we are here to make sure that new opportunities are going to be on your radar. Tonight, I have the pleasure to have Daniel Akut again with me. We are going to speak about opportunities tonight, vision, what's new and what's going to change in 2026 from different business perspectives. In our case, I'm delighted to share that we have a new vision. Well, the vision is not new. The vision it was old. The plan is new. The plan is new, and everything is going to be available from 1st of January in our case. Daniel was working in the background on something big. He's going to share with you tonight what he has. I only can say it is amazing, and we are very, very happy to be part of his movement. Now, tonight, I am going to concentrate on what's what, and I'm going to speak about what's what for a moment. And when I'm going to speak about what's what, I'm going to make sure that we are all on the same page when it comes to the opportunity. There are a few changes happening as we speak. I'm still going to use the old presentation, and the only reason behind it, it is because we are in the middle of rebranding the entire What's What business. We've been working hard in the last week. As you can see, we are not as fresh as usual. It was very, very demanding, but the results are amazing and the future is looking amazing, not only for us, but for any individual that is going to work with us. So before going any further, what is what's what? At the moment, what's what is a business hub that has the mission to help businesses to get visible, trusted, and increase their sales. Three things. We are going to go through all of them, the way we are doing it, how we are doing it, and why we are doing it. It's not only about what is a business. It's going to be just a short presentation about the business. It's more about the opportunity that is to come for the right individuals. It's not for everybody. It is, we are looking to work only with 10 people. We are not looking to work with more than 10 people at the moment. And the opportunity, I think, from my perspective, it's a huge opportunity. For the people who don't know me yet, my name is Bogdan Stan. I am the CEO of What's What. I'm the founder and CEO of Utender. And I have a master's degree in computer science, in psychology, and degree in computer science. I really love what I do, and I think I've done it pretty much. I've done it pretty well in the last in the past few years, and one thing that captured my attention is how individuals who are driven by success, by changing the world, are so successful. And I've studied that in the past 2 years because I wanted to understand what is the engine behind those changes. How can someone that was, I don't know, that was not doing well in all the aspects of his life, suddenly, not only that becomes a millionaire, but changes everything around him. And it has to be something that changes their mindset, right? So we are going to cover a little bit about that as well. Now, we all know the new shopping behaviors. We all know how people and how businesses are looking to, just a second, because I think it's the wrong presentation. Yeah, wrong presentation. It happens. When you work too much, you make mistakes. One of those moments when you can't find any. Oh, Daniel, do you want to go first until I find my presentation?
Do you send your presentation by post because it's not the season? It would have been definitely very slow. Yeah, Absolutely. Well, I'd love to have the opportunity and the conversation. So, I am going to bring up my presentation. What I'm talking about is something quite interesting. It's something a little bit different, where it's all about thinking about your current conversion rates. And there's a lot of companies that are always talking about you need more leads and you need this and you need that and whatever it is, and you need, big funnels and whatever. And these are all great, but become really complex. And they also become, if you need to change something, you can't actually change something. It becomes very demanding in terms of the time and the focus. So what I've done is I put together this little plan. I'm going to quickly share my screen. Um, so I can show you what this is all about. Uh, so I've learned how to do this now in the proper way that the screen shows up in the right way. Okay, well, there you go. Let's see that the right screen is showing. Well, there you go. Okay, so this whole thought process is about how do you get much smarter about the people that you have coming through your ecosystem. And if you are sitting there thinking, at the moment I've got a 20% conversion rate of people coming through the ecosystem, then it's definitely something you should take a look at. Because for us, it's just about adding another step in the process. It's not actually complicating anything at all. And we call this quantum source code. So quantum source code is one of the products, one of the assessments that we developed as a methodology. And really it's this thought process about, how coaches and consultants, like how much they're losing revenue wise. And then this one step, this one 5 minute step process fixes that entire problem as well. So why are people actually struggling at the moment to close? Well, definitely that, I mean, the key is the market has shifted. At the end of the day, buyers are much more discerning, they're making much more decisions, they're much more clear in terms of what they want, and they're very, very clear on what they don't want at the same time. But also, a lot of this is like we hope we're going to do better, we hope we're going to close more, we hope we're going to, perform better. But at the end of the day, hope is definitely not a strategy. The other reason you might think is, okay, you're guessing, you're hoping that things are going to work, and you're guessing whether they are the right candidates or they're the wrong candidates, or there might be a fit in terms of the current model. And ultimately, you're missing, and you're thinking about, I'm actually going to bring these up here because it's really relevant. What you're guessing is you're guessing how people think, guessing about how they drive decisions, you're guessing what they value most, and also what scares them. So what's interesting about this thought process is that this is what people might do as part of a consultative selling process. And you might be sitting there thinking, you know what, I already do this. I already find out all this information, on my call. But the reality is, what if you knew this before the conversation? What if you knew this stuff before the conversation? And that's where the key kind of comes in. So instead of spending all this time, um, building this trust and this ecosystem, you already go into the conversation knowing exactly where somebody is and where where they should be. So this is all at the same time as trying to build rapport, trying to get things going and moving forward. So it's a really, really big problem. But what is the big promise? Well, the big promise of quantum source code is very, very clear. Increase your close rates by 20 to 30%. Take a moment and think of that. If you write down in the chat or the comments what your close rate is, what your close rate is at the moment, you might be surprised. Like, you don't have to decide on a percentage. You could go, okay, out of every 10 calls, two of them are becoming clients. Okay, that's a 20% close rate. So do this calculation for yourself. And if you were to increase that by 20 to 30%, that's almost doubling your results. That's almost saying, well, okay, we're going from 2 to 4.5. I mean, that's massive, or even 5 close rate. And this is what this is really all designed for. Now, it's built on 8 years of psychology, having worked with over 6,000 entrepreneurs and consistently having between 40 and 60% close rates is exactly what quantum source code is all about. And also, what is really interesting is it helps you decide, helps you know about how people think, how they buy, how they decide, how they make decisions, how they show up, how to talk to them, their green flags, red flags, etc. It really is um, a, a major promise on knowing this in advance. But what else is a promise? Well, shorten your sales cycles. If you're spending a call doing a discovery with somebody, that's a whole call that you lost. But what if you knew this before and you knew exactly how they were? You just need to focus on rapport. You really know the problems. You really know what product is going to fix their problems. This is going to be very interesting for your model and how you move forward. So, how do you build trust? I think that's kind of the key thing is that building trust with people is about, okay, on the same wavelength. We have a connection, we have rapport, we have understanding of each other. And a lot of the time, when you go into consultative selling, you're asking a lot of questions. And some people get frustrated with a lot of questions because they feel like they're sharing too much. But in this process, they're actually sharing it underlyingly to you as well. And again, this is a sales system and the sales process that we are following that has generated over $55 million in sales. It's proven, it's measured, it's done by myself and my team, and increasing conversion rates to between 40 and 60%. So what's the old way? The old way of selling is obviously what could be taking place right now. And I'm not talking about, getting emails and warm-ups and any of that kind of thing. I mean, that's all just fluff, in my opinion. But ultimately, the one thing that a sales process is to do is to get a lead. That's it. So the first one is getting a lead in. And what is this? You do this by getting ads, running, filling up your database, but you don't really know who's qualified and who's ready to buy. You might take people through a quiz funnel or something like that they've been through in the past. And if you're using other companies like ScoreApp or any kind of job forms, whatever it is, those are all fine. But remember, you don't own the data. They own the data and they can market to your clients. It's really, really important to understand this. But at the end of the day, what is going to get somebody qualified? What's going to be, if they're just an entrepreneur, that doesn't mean that they're qualified. There could be an entrepreneur that has no money. There could be an entrepreneur that has 5 team members. So thinking about this as a really important approach is going to be crucial, crucial, crucial here. What's the next step? Well, you get on a call. Every call starts cold. You spend the time figuring out everyone's needs, their mindset, their budget, all this type of stuff. And then you decide where you're going to close people, whether that be on the same call or you decided if it's going to be something, a secondary call that you might have if they're brand new leads or if they've seen a presentation, then you might sell them straight away, which is important. But really what the biggest problem here is you're flying blind. Everything is blind. You're lacking buyer intelligence. It's just guesswork. You're guessing everything all the time, and the hope is that you're going to make some sales and close some leads. But really, ultimately, it's all a wasted effort to get a no or to be ghosted by your prospect. And I mean, it's tough. You don't want to go 2 out of 10 in the close rate, but there's a few key factors that are involved there. You have the opportunity to really engage with people and find out more about how you can help them or if there's a match in your product. The key is it's not your offer. It's all about the problem and how it's really coming in. So it's about buyer intelligence. That's effectively what it's about. You can't sell people powerfully when you're diagnosing in real time. I mean, you have to be an absolute professional, been doing it for 20 years, but the problem with that is you also lose your process as well at the same time. So the other thing is, prospects often decide based on psychology. It's all things that you never see. It's understanding, you're kind of looking in the mirror and trying to sell someone outside of the mirror of exactly how you do that. So I mean, the idea is this. This is the concept. This is the idea. Like, what if you could walk into every sales call and you really knew the answers before the exam? That's the whole point about predictive intelligence. It's about saying, well, how do we actually get people to make a decision and come on board because they're the right match, etc. at the same time? So what does the market say? Well, the market says that buyers have changed, but sales didn't. The sales process is exactly the same. So if you think about this in 2025, 26 going forward, the real sales process of understanding a problem and creating a match and then creating the offer is exactly the same. So what else is changing? Well, people are making faster decisions. They're tired of being sold to all the time. They're tired of hearing, lots of different things, and they also don't want to be sold really, really hardly to anything that may or may not be a fit anyway. What else? Personalization. I mean, everybody wants something that's custom for themselves. And that's kind of a key factor here, is that it's really, really interesting to know that, if people get something that's relevant for them, they're more likely to be engaged on that as well and make some decisions. Well, what else have we got here? Well, advisors who adopt predictive intelligence, they become the authority. So when you go into a call, you have to try and keep your authority the whole time with the person that you're working with. But the reality is that sometimes it's very easy to lose that when you're talking to the wrong person at the wrong level. If you're talking to someone with a lower level of mindset or affordability, they try to control everything and make a lot of noise to try and justify and, bulk themselves up. But the reality is that this allows you to keep in the authority space, which is really, really important. But I mean, even the best coaches lose deals. This is what we know. They lose deals when there isn't a match between the actual individual's decision code. And I think that's a key factor. So if you're listening to this and you've seen this and you agree with this, if you want to future-proof your client sales and your business sales, then type future, I guess, in the chat and we can see what questions come out afterwards. But ultimately, the crucial part of this is that it really is about adopting this predictive intelligence. And that's how you become, the key decision maker and the controlling factor in this conversation. So what is quantum source code? Well, it's a 5-minute pre-designed diagnostic. It's not questions like, are you an entrepreneur? Are you not an entrepreneur? It's very much using psychology to understand the underlying results and reasons behind people's answers. It's got nothing to do with something so blatant because it's very easy, and we've seen this many times before, and you might experience it today in your own actual process where people are actually not answering correctly. This doesn't do that. This asks underlying questions to get people to understand the answers and where they're actually at, and it's as scaringly accurate. I think when you go through the process of testing it and trying it out, you're going to be quite surprised. And by the way, if you book a power call with us, that's our onboarding process. You book a power call, you'll get a link to take the test and try it out yourself. But also, when we have the call, I'll run you through the back end and I'll show you everything about yourself, and you must be prepared to be blown away to be surprised about how much I actually know about you, and to know also the match that you didn't get, you didn't answer questions like how much was your revenue last year, as well, which is very, very old way of thinking in terms of quiz funnels, etc. So quantum source code is also built for specific niches as well. So we have generic systems as well as, plug and play. You sign up, you come and join us, 24 hours, you have access, you can start using it straight away. But also if you're working with a specific niche, let's say, for example, you're working with veterinary clinic directors or owners, whatever it is, and you wanted to create something of value for them, they get a really valuable strategic growth report, but it's for them for that specific niche. But at the same time, you also get to learn from them as well. So we custom build the reports and the results for those that really want to invest in it. And if you do custom build one, you can license it as well, which means you can actually sell your methodology to other people and they pay you money in perpetuity. So really, really great. What the other thing that we have is a quantum source code equation. I'm going to run through that on another slide where just shows you a small little shift and how that impacts your results specifically. I mean, it's really, really mind-blowing to see that if you did do an increase of just 5%, how that really changes your results and your revenue without increasing your lead flow as well at the same time. It's 20 questions, covers mindset, personality, and also obviously patterns of process. So we look at that, and then we also look at different opportunities that we have with regards to how people fit in. So it's one of 20 quantum profiles is what people come out of. Now, what's the new flow? Well, you send the link to people who then receive a buyer intelligence report instantly. They receive a strategic growth report themselves. And the strategic growth report is personalized for them in terms of where they're at, in terms of their business mindset, their personality flow. And then from there, what happens is they can make decisions in terms of how they grow to the next level because you all want to get somewhere. But who's going to tell us where we're at and where we want to go? Who knows? But with the strategic growth report, that's what it does. So it takes that content and really adds a lot of value to the individual going through it at the same time. So it's all about one extra step. and it's all about a massive performance shift just by being really clever. And thinking about this, like if you wanted to drive your car faster, for example, you could choose to improve your fuel, or you could choose to use a better quality engine oil that has, more cooling attributes or whatever it is. This is what that's like. It's not about changing the vehicle, not about changing the engine. It's about plugging something in that's going to make all the difference in terms of the performance. So what is the quantum source code way? And I'm going to run you through the difference you saw. Remember that lead call close scenario? Well, this is the quantum source code way. Number one is your lead is generated, two is your call is booked. Now you get people to take the quantum source code. And some people will say, well, how do you get them to take that? It's part of your process. Instead of them answering a question about, are you an entrepreneur? How long have you been running your business? Blah, blah, blah. Hey, take this quantum source code. It's a tool that we've designed for our clients. They get a lot of value. We learn a little bit about you, but also you get a personalized strategic growth report. And once you've done it, you'll get the results straight away and you can start looking at it. And when we have a call together, we'll run through the results together for you. That's the value of what it is. And if you have a high value prospect that has not yet booked a call, you could, for example, do that. You could send them this and say, hey, take this and let's book a call on the back of it. That's another way that you could actually do it as well. It's not a lead generation tool. It's not designed for super high volume. It's designed for high impact. So once they've taken it, you can then prepare your strategy. You can look at the results and plan your approach to the individual. Give them a call and close the person on the product that makes all the difference and all the sense. Now let's look at the makeup of what it is all about, the predictive layers. Four personality layers, five mindset layers, 20 quantum profiles. So there's a matrix of how that all actually works. Now let's have a look at the four personality layers. You've got fire, flow, form, and field. And you might consider this to be similar to disc profiling, for example, where you've got different processes or different thinking around each of these different ones and what it actually means. Each profile includes like tone guidance as well as objections, pitch angles, pitching cues, those kind of things as well. And this is the whole thought process about, imagine walking into every sales call knowing the answers before the exam. It's all about that. So this gives you how people think, how they decide, and how they buy. And then you've got the five mindset layers. So together, obviously, make the 20 quantum profiles. And these layers go from origin, which is really like inconsistency, all the way to looking at creating leverage legacy. And the idea behind this is that when somebody goes to this and they come out with one result, the amazing part of this actual process is looking at, well, okay, if somebody's here, how do I take them there? Or is there a match? And I'm going to actually switch my screen and I want to show you something. Just excuse the cough. There's been a funny thing going around. But let me show you this. If it's okay with Bogdan, I'll do this. So when you take the test, or when somebody takes the test itself, the quantum source code, they're going to get this, the strategic growth report. And this one is designed for entrepreneurs, and we have one for leaders as well. So corporate leaders that you could use if you were running, selling to a corporate team or an HR department or whatever. And then you've got your entrepreneur one, which is all about strategic growth and business revenue, etc. So this particular profile came out as a flow orbit. So flow is the frequency B, and orbit is the mindset level 4 out of the five. And really, this whole report, I'm not going to go through it in a lot of detail, but it gives you an idea of how they answers, how they measured, the whole matrix. And I love this because you can actually see where they fit in and how it all makes up. But here's the key thing. This is what the client gets. So they're going to get this whole report, etc. This one is not filled out. It's just a sample report. But ultimately, they're going to get, everything about how they show up, how they grow forward, where they're at, their stages that they need to go through, the mindset shifts, etc., the problems that they're facing, the things that drain them, energizes them, their core patterns. All these things are really valuable for this individual to know. But now let's take a step back and let's have a look under the hood. Now, if you were opening up the bonnet and you're having a look, this is what you get to see. You get to see the buyer persona snapshot. So this is a short version that you can quickly read if you need to understand these kind of 6 different things, which is how to communicate to them, their decision style, their core challenges, trust signals, offer fit, and sell blockers. You can see their results again. So these are the results that are the same. And you can see where they fit in with the matrix. Now think about this for a moment. Okay, this person came out here as a flow orbit. When you come on board with us, we do an audit of your products. Okay, you send us your product list and we will match your products to this matrix. And what that does, it says, okay, well, okay, my product is here and this person's here. You're going to try and sell your product. It's not going to be a match. It's just not going to work. They aren't going to buy from you. And it's not because of affordability. It's all about just not solving their problem. So what this does is it helps you think about and plan, well, if I'm having a lot of people at this level, for example, coming in and my products are at this level, well, I need to find some kind of link between them. So either you create products and serve this market, or you change your market and you serve it here. My advice would be adjust your product to fit the market that you're attracting as a starting point and then go forward from there. But this gives you an idea of exactly how it looks. But now let's say, for example, that you need a bit more help in understanding who this person is and how do you treat them. Well, you open up their extended source code. And the extended source code is a 5 to 10 page playbook on this individual results. See the flow orbit pattern? And this covers some very, very important things. Their personality visions, their core business problems, what builds trust, etc. I mean, this is a lot of information, yeah, but there's one other thing I want to show you, which is about flags, green and red flags. Green flags that happen through the conversation and red flags for this individual. So if you follow this as a guide, you'll be able to really, really see that you're matching them at the same level that they understand. So the reason I want to show this is because it's not about studying this. It's about saying, okay, this is exactly who I'm talking to. How do I get into the right zone that I get in, build trust quickly because they're going to see a match straight away. And I get into the energy of the person that I'm actually selling. Flow is all about people-based energy. So it's all about understanding relationships and building that way. But that's what it's all about. It's really just being ahead of the game, knowing exactly what's going on, knowing exactly how you move forward, and exactly what the problems are. And I'm actually going to do the quantum source code equation. I'm going to do it live for you here. Um, uh, okay, let me just quickly find it because I was going to do it on the document, but I actually want to do it here because I want you to see the example. Ah, yes, we all know our computers update and then they log you out of everything. Perfect timing. Okay, so um, right, okay. All right, I'm logged out. Actually, do want to do it this way. So thank you for your patience. I mean, this is terrible, I know, but I think it's really, really important to do this for you. So I'm just opening it up because I had to do another login. Okay. Okay. Right. Okay. So this is the quantum source code equation. Now think about this as a model, okay? I've got 3 examples here, but this is what I'm going to show you. So you've got 1,000 leads. Let's say you've got 1,000 leads, and let's say 20% of them qualified, right? And out of the qualified leads so you've got 200 qualified leads, 20%. Let's say that 10% of those qualified leads book a call with you, you've got 20 calls. Okay. Out of the 20 calls, you've got 20% close rate, you're making 4 sales, and let's say your product is $2,500 US. Well, that's 4 times 2,500, that's 10,000 in revenue. Very straightforward, and that's the current process that probably most people are really following. Now, quantum source code brings in 2 different changes. One is the booking call rate and also the new close rate. So this example here only looks at a difference of 5% increase of call close rate to sale. Now, if that was taking place, it would increase your sale closed because it takes it up to 25. And then also it increases your revenue by 25%, so plus 25% because you've gone up from 10 to 12 and a half grand. Now, if you're spending on a custom system, $3,500, and that's for the year. That's the whole year. Like you're building everything from scratch. You're spending $3,500 US to build that, and on one sale, you're paying that back. You're going to make profit 10 times, 100 times over because of using quantum source code in this process. So let's look at it if you maxed out, like if you said, okay, it's working optimally, everything is fantastic, and it's just going wild. This will be this one here. So if you only increase your core booking rate um, uh, by um, by 10%, so you've got 20% call booking rate. So now you've doubled the amount of calls booked. And let's say you increase your call close rate by 25%. So you got it up from 20 to 45%. You'll be making 18 sales. So that's 4.5 times effectively what the original was. and your close rate is just, I mean, it's just crazy to think that you could be making from your 1,000 leads, you could be making 45,000 and you're only making 10,000. I mean, this is really the power of this thing. And I highly recommend that you book a power call. You can go to profiletest.ai. I'm actually going to do that here because I'm sure there's some people that want to do that right away. Profiletest.ai /power, and you book one of those with us, and you'll automatically receive a link to take the quantum source code. And on the call, we'll run you through what the results actually look like. So I'm going to go back to my presentation quick, a few more slides that I really want to show you. And I think this is going to be just closing up the store process in this conversation. View and present. A lot of manual processes. Much easier when one of us has an assistant or something like that. But I don't have an assistant. Okay. All right, here we go. So why do coaches love quantum source code? Well, it's all about future proof. You're getting this advantage, this future proof advantage. And really, the difference is that you have this instant authority. It's all about this thing. It fits into your current sales process, shorter sales cycles. You've got, personalized sales, higher close rates. You've got, this thought process is about how do you speed up the process and multiply this vertical. That's what it's all about. It's not about more steps in the process or more, longer strategy. It's about this vertical. How do you make this better? And instant authority, shorter sales cycles, personalized sales, and higher close rates. And this gives you, the factor that it gives you any sales process, if this can fit into, you differentiate instantly, and it's all about closing premium clients with less effort and more trust, etc. Now, AI-driven buying behavior is accelerating, right? So advisors are, who leverage predictive systems definitely will dominate the next decade. And if you're selling to the same people that somebody else is using quantum source code and they buy from those people, you're losing sales. So getting onto this and really thinking about, what if you did increase your sales close rate by 20 to 30%? What would that do for your business and your revenue? Now, we've worked out that if you do 25%, it's 350% increase in actual revenue. So plus 350, which makes it 450. But ultimately, it's just something for you to think about in terms of are you actually being the smartest about your whole process? So there's three different pathways that we work on, right? Plug and play. This is very simple. We charge 147 US dollars a month, and then we charge a per test fee of 25 US dollars. Now, again, this is not a lead generator. This is not a lead funnel. You're going to do that still. You're going to put your presentations out there. You're going to put downloads. You're going to have all those things that you're currently doing. This is not replacing that. This is replacing the process of when people book a call with you. How do you then sell better to those people? So now you're comparing this with your sale price. You're not comparing this with your lead generation price where you're trying to get it under at $1. You're comparing it on this side. And if you increase your sales close rate, then this becomes a no-brainer in terms of how you keep doing this as you go forward. Now, tailored is you still pay a subscription, so 147 and 25 per test. But the difference is that we custom build a report system for you. So that's your niche, that's your target audience, that's you working with coaches or you're working with vets or you're working with police officers. I don't know, whoever you work with makes no difference. It's all about the content and relevant. The difference with tailored is that that's something you can license. So let's say, for example, you're a sales trainer, you're a sales coach, and you want to create a system that your clients can use as they go forward. They pay you a license fee and we keep 20% of that. So we run the revenue, we run the access and all that for you. We pay you on a weekly basis all your revenue. Now this creates leverage for you, creates leverage and license. So you have, you get 10 people paying you a license, you're making all that money in perpetuity because it's your test system. So really, really great. And then enterprise is where you want something very unique that is designed for your own model, your own calculations, a little bit more of a tailored approach. This is a custom build, and this is a lot more of an investment. The tailored approach here, this is $3,500 US dollars on top of the subscription, and you'll make the money back in your first couple of sales. Of course, I mean, most of our clients have made over 45% within their first 30 days. So I have no doubt that you're going to be absolutely succeeding in that. Well, what do you get when you come on board with us? Well, you get your reports, you get your playbooks, you get your 20 different quantum profiles, your dashboards, everything that you get. You get all of it. All you do is you just sign in, you start using it straight away, you generate your links, and you start closing more sales. It's designed for you to implement straight away and to smash it. So where do you begin? Well, here's the thought process. Book a power call. Again, once you've done this, you're going to get your quantum source code, try it out for yourself. Not going to charge you for that. We'll pay the $25, it's no problem. And you then become the smartest person you've ever been about your sales process. So I'm going to leave this up here, and I'm going to bring Bogdan back and see if if there's any maybe questions that anybody has around what this looks like. But let me just keep this on the screen for the moment and see if there's anybody that comes up with any questions and things. You can also go to the www.profiletest.ai /power, and you can book with us there as well. So here's this one again. So leave that up there for the next couple of minutes while Bogdan comes back on board. And yeah, hope you enjoy the presentation. Hope you're thinking a little bit differently about your sales and your sales process, because it doesn't have to become complicated. It can be very, very simple. But how are you going to increase your sales next year? And a lot of the time we go, okay, I need more leads. It's not what you need. You need a matching system. And that's what this is all about. Thank you, everyone. And I really look forward to working with you. Bogdan.
Okay, thank you, Daniel, for the presentation and for the opportunity. We are going to have the link in the comments as well. Let me check. Give me 1 second if you have any comments. While I'm searching for comments, Daniel, I have a question.
Yes.
Is how customers
Customized.
customized the quantum source code can be made. Like, I mean, we have businesses from different industries. Is it for everyone? Is it just for a certain industry?
Yeah, I think that's a good question. And it would be anybody that is doing telesales or video sales. That would be what it's all about. So that's ultimately what you want to do. Um, when you think about industry, the whole point of that is thinking about the actual test taker. So what experience do they get as part of the process? What do they receive? Because you really want them to have a valuable experience as well at the same time. So when you think about a niche or a target audience, etc., the reports that we create are probably about between 300 and 500 pages of content. That's designed to populate the report based on their results. So they get a personalized result, they get a personalized report. Nobody else in the world will have the exact same report as them because it's built through adjuncting AI. It's bringing in the data that's relevant to their results and then providing them with that custom information. So yeah, to answer your question, customizable. In terms of report structure, etc., that's pretty much fixed. Unless you want to do an enterprise model where we can adjust the whole look and feel and we look the different sections and whatever it is, of course. But we've designed the reports in a way that they really can provide a strategic growth approach to whoever's taking the test. And then we just update the content.
Thank you, Daniel. So I have no questions on Facebook. Let me check the LinkedIn. There is one of those days when nothing works. You know those days when I
We are
can't
working.
even. My son asked me to give him the phone because he wants to check something. I don't know what he's done to my phone. Any app I open on my phone, it's a 2 minutes advertising video. I have 1 week trying to get rid of it. I just can't.
Reset the phone. That's what I do.
Okay, so no, No comments.
Hopefully that was very clear, and then we'll get some people booking in some power calls. Well, yeah, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed presenting, and I really hope that people think differently about their process at the moment.
I think whoever is going to use this tool, it's going to make a huge difference in their business. And as you already know, there are three types of people. There are people who see, they get enthusiastic, but they never take action. You have the people who see and take action immediately. You have the people who see and never take action. So really, it goes at the end of the day, it goes to what vision you have about your business, uh, how you want to help your business, and how soon do you want to get at the top. I know there are a lot of people, speaking about that, starting from the, I would say start from the bottom, don't start from the top. You may need to set up the base before you put the roof.
So, oh, I see you now live. Are you going to present?
I found my presentation, couldn't find
Very good. Your dog ate
it.
your homework.
Now, I'm going to be short tonight, and the main reason I'm going to be short tonight on my presentation is because we are in the process of changing everything. We are moving from memberships to programs. There are a lot of changes in what's what, and it is a change in the business opportunity too. So, first of all, what we do. In one word, we help businesses not only to make an impression, but we help them to go from invisible to dominate the market. And we are doing that through the business magazine, through business directory, a marketplace, a tendering platform. Um, we are trusted by over 86,000 businesses globally. We are active in six countries or six regions, um, over 800,000 indexed pages, over 7 million clicks on profiles, and over 40 million clicks on categories. So this is just to show you some of the stuff we are doing. It's not, it's just to introduce you to our main products. I'm just going to add to the opportunity. Basically, when you start partnering with us, you get access to everything. You get access to the business magazine, you get access to the marketplace, the business profiles, basically everything we do. And the idea behind it is that when you are in business in 2025, visibility is a must. Uh, you can be a ghost, no problem, but you get the ghost results. And what I want to say, what that means that you get the ghost results, I mean that being a ghost, nobody knows, nobody sees you. And if your business is in that position, if your business in that position, then it's the wrong place to be. You want to be, in this case, you want to be at the top, but you can't be at the top if you don't build from the bottom. Well, maybe you can. So, just a quick example of how one of the Irish magazines look like, very professional. Have an Irish magazine as well. Have articles, interviews, um, podcasts, product placement, you name it. When it comes to business profiles, you need to answer a question. Why? Okay, why this business opportunity? Why partnering with what's what? Why? Because we have a product that any business needs. If you are in business, you need a business profile. There are good business profiles, there are bad business profiles. Good business profiles boost your rank. Bad business profiles, it's still boosting your rank, but the other way. You are going down, you're not going up. It's like you are on a slide. You don't want to be on a slide, you want to be on a lift going up, right? So we do professional optimized business profiles. This was the main core of the business. We've expanded. We do marketplace, and the idea of the marketplace is we realized that most of our business clients, they have a lot of products, and with the business profile, you are bound to use only 12 products or 24, depending on what membership you had before. Now we are moving from memberships, I said. I mentioned that. And because you were bound to have only a few of them, then the main problem is that what happens with the rest of your products. Like if you are an online shop, or if you are a restaurant, or if you are a takeaway, or if you are, I don't know, and you have a lot of services, then we can't help you. Well, we help you, we help your business, but we want to help you to increase your revenue, So the only way to increase your revenue is to sell more. If you want to sell more, you need to be present in more markets. You need to be more visible. People need to see you more often. So we were like, marketplace will actually be the key to unlock the sales. We have the visibility through the branding page. We have the market trust to the business marketing, but then we are looking for a key, and the key in our case is the marketplace. A marketplace where from a few clicks, any customer in WhatsApp can sell anywhere. Who doesn't want that? Like all the businesses are looking to sell more. You can tell me that we are looking to help us more people. We are looking to bring more value. Our product is this and that, but at the end of the day, revenue is the one who pays the bills. The revenue is the one who is deciding how many people are going to have in the business, what tools you can use in the business, because if you don't sell enough, you will use certain tools. If you sell enough, you can use high quality tools. And it's the same in any business. And to sell more, you need to be more visible, period. Businesses, the real businesses, the businesses that are looking to grow, they spend thousands. We speak about small and medium businesses here. There are businesses that spend thousands. There are businesses that they spend tens of thousands. And there are businesses that are spending millions. Like if you want to be on the main banner at the Super Bowl, for example, you pay 35 million to be there. Why? Because millions of people are seeing you. So it's the same thing with what? It's an opportunity because millions of people can see your business. And it's an opportunity for someone smart enough that is going to work with us to be able to do that. We also have a tendering platform. You can auction anything, anywhere. And the idea is to bring everything together under one umbrella. We want to be the one and only stop for business. We don't want our customers to jump from one platform to the other. We want to give to our customers everything they need all the tools they need to do business, to grow, and to bring their businesses where they want to be. Like imagine if you have access to, if you have TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, Amazon, eBay, um, Uber, Just Eat, everything in one place. Make it simple. Don't need to have several apps. Don't need to go from one place to the other. Just one app. You go, you do everything. That won't be amazing. And we are making it happen. And because we are making it happen, it opens opportunities for certain people. This presentation is not for everyone. It's not a marketing presentation. It's an opportunity presentation. And I am looking for 10 people. That's it, 10. I won't work with more than 10 people. So what is Utender? It's a smart tendering platform built for modern business needs. You can action projects, products, or services, supports B2B, B2C, and reverse auctions. Is designed for transparency, trust, and competition. It's amazing. Okay, now, when it comes to the license fee, forget about whatever it's here. Don't look at prices. What I'm interested in, I'm interested on offering an opportunity to 10 people. Those 10 people, they get access to everything we do. Everything. Everything, everything, everything. When I say everything, I mean you get access to my private network. You are my business partner. So being my business partner, my main focus would be to help you grow. If you grow, I grow. And we grow together. What I am looking for is 10 people who are open-minded and success-driven, that are going to get all the support they need. It's a key business. You don't have to do anything. The only thing you need to do is to understand the business, understand the new business model, understand the new offerings, all the features that are going to be made available, that are and will be made available. So for that, I'm going to train and I'm going to personally work with you. In the top of that, I am going to have professional trainer to train you how to sell, to understand how to sell, to understand how to present the business. And what I am offering today is a license that offers you unbelievable opportunity. But the only way to get it is to book a call from with me. Forget about numbers, forget about income, forget about everything. The only thing I'm looking for is someone who is success driven and who wants to build a legacy. The opportunity I'm giving you, and I'm telling you, it's not going to cost you a fortune. Not at all. The only thing I'm looking for is for that person to be, that's the word, the main. I don't care if you have sales experience, IT experience, because we can train that. What I'm interested in your personality. I'm interested in what kind of person you are and how will be able to help me help you. That's it. Um, do you need money? Yeah, you need. Obviously, you need. It's not a big sum of money. It's only 5,000. For 5,000, like imagine if you want to open, or if you want to buy a franchise for any kind of business, it will cost you from 50,000. But I'm looking only for 5,000. And the reason I'm looking for 5,000 is not because I need the money. It is because I want you to be good. I can easily give it for free, but it's not going to happen. What we've discovered from the experience we have with events and with all the stuff we did in the past, any free item given as a present, uh, it's not valued. And what is not cheap? It's a brand. It's a global brand. And I'm looking at the only thing I'm looking for is to give the opportunity and people to make a change, to become someone, to realize something. You know, sometimes you say, oh, the amount of money, I would have opened my own business, but the money, like to buy a franchise, it cost me 20,000. I don't have 20,000. No, but you can get in your hands the key business for 5,000. The only thing you need is a laptop, a phone. That's it. You don't need anything else. You can work from anywhere. You don't have to go to office. You don't have to stay in a place. You can work from anywhere. It gives you the freedom you want. And I don't care where you are working from, how long you keep your funds. Right. So the only way to get the opportunity is to book a meeting with me. Now, what is changing? It's rebranding from January. We are going to have three different projects, um, different approach, uh, more professional platform, um, prime business magazine. Everything is going to be changed. Why? Because we are ready to go global. And here is where the opportunity stays for the people who join first, for the opportunity. So now is a special chance for 10 people to be first to join what's what, build a legacy with what's what. Now, as I said, the only way to do it is to scan the QR code, book a meeting with me. I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you the vision. I'm going to show you the strategy. I'm going to show you how we are going to conquer the markets, and where we need you to partner with us and how you can grow in an unimaginable way. Now, next week, Daniel, are you still here?
Yeah.
Next week, are we going to hold next week the last predictive intelligence webinar for this year?
We are not available next week, so probably not.
Okay, so this would be the last presentation for 2025. We are going to come back in 2026. In 2026, we are going to work differently. Starting from 2026, we are going to have 2 sessions per month, and also quarterly, we are going to organize 2 days seminar, and we are going to open it for other individuals, high quality individuals, to join us in this journey. Why? Why? Because we think what we have, it is amazing, and we know that there are other business people or entrepreneurs who have amazing, amazing products. Anything else you want to add, Daniel?
No, I just think that think about this as well. You know, this is the 2026 is a new numbers year in numerology and this as well. So anything you've been thinking of starting, if you've been holding off starting things, next year's the year. You got to start it next year. So that's when things, it's the spring year. It's when new things are taking place and being deployed and launched. So absolutely. Um, yeah, that's what I'd say. Just if you have any ideas, you want to start a business, you want to get it going, just next year's the year. Get it done for sure. And leverage, right? I mean, leverage the right people around you, the networks. Bogdan is a brilliant guy. If you want to think about how you market your business, get more leads, get more customers, he's the guy to chat to and to really build your brand because brand is all about trust as well. And if you want to get better at closing sales and converting better, then get in touch with me. But we constantly work together and we're developing stuff. So yeah, looking forward to work with you further.
I hope you guys enjoyed our presentation. Well, from next year, like I said, everything's changing. It's going to be a crazy year. We have big plans, both with what's what and profile test that AI, amazing plans. We have a great vision, and you have two choices. The first choice is to be part of the vision. The second choice is to use the vision to build a better place for you, your family, and for your customers. Until then, you have a brilliant, brilliant uh, winter's holiday. Enjoy your time. Look back for whatever happened this year. Check it out. See where we've made the mistakes and make sure they are not going to happen next year. And if you start with new resolutions, make, make sure you put them in the front of you and you keep them. You fulfill all your goals in 2026. Thank you very much, guys. It was a pleasure to be part of the international movement in businesses. I think we've served well in 2025, and we are looking to do it better in 2026. Good night.